This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Still to come, the exciting return of Ted versus the FCC. Also, profile that's on the way and bad jokes as well. Our question within your family: what is the story that will always be told? 844-999-OLA.
How glad are you?
I'm great.
That she was from West Virginia.
You know, it's like when people go like, hey, man, you're from Baltimore. Is it like the Wires? Really like that, man. I'm going to... Blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing, you know. And you go, no, well, I mean, there's certain areas that are maybe like that,
sure.
But, yeah, but I mean, not all of them. And people say the same thing to me. Oh, yeah, from West Virginia. You probably have sex with your sister. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. It's exactly like that. No, it's nothing like that.
It's
Apparently,
something like that.
It is something like that.
It is something like that.
I guess it's something like that.
What made it worse? Didn't she say they're on cam now?
I think
like he's in Korea. No, I understand.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of hot.
I think they were on Instant Messenger, and then they sent each other a picture.
Is that how it went down?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
like, you're pretty good looking. So are you.
So are you.
Right,
and we're related.
Yeah.
Good time.
I mean, haven't you ever met anybody that just looks like
themselves, their family? Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I've done it. Like, I've met, and like, man, you're really, like, you can't say this to the person, but
Sure.
in my head, I was just like, she's really nice. She's really cool. She looks like she could be my cousin. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
If you feel there's a possibility.
Why did he stop calling me? Within your family, what is the story that will always be told? 844-999-OLA.
It's not you, it's me. I just have a weird time dating people that look too much like me.
I can't tell you.
I figure we're related. Things are going to go south. I can't have inbreeding with you.
It's like, it's just creepy.
Hello, Caleb. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, my story about family, I was stationed in the military, and in the military they kind of become family, and we were all in the schoolhouse together, all got stationed together in the same duty station, and everybody had stories going around. It was kind of like a joke. And I made it through almost all 4 years of my active duty tour without getting any kind of situation that was a story worthy, and we're probably 6 months out from getting out, and my buddy gets a compound bow, like a hunting setup and all that, and wants to go sight it in, and there's this little tiny range on bears, and he comes down my door at like 8 o'clock in the morning, like, hey, man, come sight in this bow with me. Like, sure, I'll go. So we get there, and the first arrow goes way over the berm. So he jumps the side a little bit, shoots the second arrow, and it goes, a little bit less, but still shooting real high. So he's going to go work on it. I'm like, all right, we're both adults here. Don't be an idiot. I'm going to go get your arrows for you. Don't shoot me on both. And I'm back behind the berm looking for the arrows, and sure enough, I hear a thunk, and then I feel a sting, and I look down, and I've got a target tip arrow sticking about inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch in my leg. I didn't know what to do. It was just hanging there. So whipped it out and came running back. Well, not really running, but halfway skipping. And he didn't believe me at first until we looked down, and my whole pant leg was covered in blood. And that's kind of the story. So from now on out, we always have like a group chat and text, and everybody's always sending pictures and memes and whatnot of getting stuck with stuff. And
yeah. So was he just doing it because he was just messing around, or did he not realize you were still back there?
Oh, he thought he had it, he's like, oh, well, for sure, I'll have it good now. Like,
okay, yeah.
The target last time, I'm just going to put it down a little bit. They just barely skipped over and must have hit a couple of things. So it would have gone through if it wouldn't have hit something first. But
okay. Yeah, I've never been shot with a bow and arrow before.
What have you been shot with? Didn't you get with a pellet
gun, BB gun. I've been shot with a shotgun, but that was over my head, just
right.
out of the way.
Get you off the property, which, by the way, 100% effective.
Mm-hmm.
In my experience, if you fire a gun in the air because I'm on your property, I will, in fact, vacate your property.
That's about it.
Yeah, I've been places where gunshots have been shot, but never physically shot.
I got shot.
Thankfully.
I took one in the jugular in the Adam's apple with a paintball one time, and that was like,
got hit in the Adam's apple.
Oh, man, you don't know pain until you've been hit square in the Adam's apple. That is the weirdest place for pain, because like it's almost like just even when you're eating, you try to swallow, it's like,
oh yeah, it's right back.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just so hard to do.
That is the worst feeling, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even just having a sore throat. Like 3 days later, how happy you are to swallow again.
It is an amazing thing. I don't realize how many times a day I swallow until I got throat. Like, we know. It happens to all of us, and we all have the exact same complaint. It sucks. That's why they call it a sore throat. We know.
Within your family, what is the story that will always be told? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Linda. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi.
Hola.
Okay, I'm hoarse, so
You're
I have
hoarse?
this story.
We're
It was
speaking
about
to
my
a horse.
husband. My husband. Oh, stop. My husband was about 15 and his brother about 17, and we lived in Wyoming, and we have lockers, and his mom used to work in a drugstore, and so she would bring home like the broken condom packages, and so she put them in their downstairs medicine cabinet, and so so she wanted him to be safe, right? So the next 2 days, she went down there to put stuff away, and she noticed they were all gone. She's like, holy crap. Are they having this much sex? So she brought the boys up. She brought the boys up, Cole and Seth, and she goes, okay, I got to know what's happening. And Seth goes, don't look at me. I didn't do anything. And she's like, Cole, what happened? What? I just sell them out of my locker.
That's pretty smart. I mean, I know it's not the right message to send, but...
And my husband went on to own his own business, his own heating and plumbing business.
Are you serious? He actually owns his own business now?
He did.
He did,
Until
okay.
we moved here.
So he's always been enterprising, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And you said you met your husband at 17, or the man who is your husband. You knew him when you were 17.
I did, but we didn't know each other in high school. I met him when he owned his own heating and plumbing business.
Wait a minute.
How old was he? How old was he?
He was 15, and we were a year apart.
Okay, you were 16. He was 15. All right, the other brother was 17.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you still married?
Yes, we're happily married.
Wonderful. Okay.
He listens to your show, and our 11-year-old listens to your show. So.
Oh, I guess he didn't have one of those condoms, Andy.
No, he did not.
No, but we met like years later. So
Okay.
All right.
Sounds
All right,
good.
that makes sense.
I was completely confused because it was like, I met him when I was 17. We didn't know.
He had his own business.
He had his own business. Like, how old was this dude?
Is he a
when you met
district
him?
attorney? Within your family, what is the story that will always be told? 844-999-OLA.
Right.
Hello, Brian. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, Miles is going to love this. It's come straight out of Clay County, West Virginia.
God damn it.
Yay!
Bring on the hate.
My mom's family's from West Virginia, and this story is about my great-grandmother and my grandmother. And we were pretty well off, as most West Virginians aren't. But they were both teachers. And they used to go to church every Sunday. Quite a few people were poor. Well, this lady made deviled eggs for church every Sunday. Best deviled eggs ever, I guess. But what freaked everybody out was how smooth they were on top. You know, if you make deviled eggs, you got to kind of use a cake batter deal thing or something like that, or you got to lump it in there, right?
But these are
things
just
are like
smooth.
perfectly smooth. Perfectly smooth. And being in the South, you don't really divulge any recipes or even ask because it's kind of rude. Well, my great-grandmother, after, I don't know, 10, 15 years, finally asked this woman, well, Ann, you know, how do you get this thing so smooth? And she goes, well, Ann Lawrence, I just lick each one after I fill it. That is awesome.
It's so gross.
Yeah. It's so smooth.
That is fantastic.
That is great.
It's so gross.
Every goddamn double egg. She licks every single.
I mean, if it was a baked good that she had been licking, I might be all right with it, but a deviled egg.
And the worst part is, she was so quick to answer. Like, you could have saved 15 years of eating pre-licked deviled eggs. If you're disastrous, she would have told you.
That's the grandma and great-grandma. There's no filter involved.
No.
Like even my grandmother, and this was only a few years back, but and my wife was there, and so my wife is kind of like, she doesn't know my grandmother that well, but she's kind of getting to know her and talking to her. And so they're talking about this one holiday recipe, this cake, or these cookies that her friend June makes. All right.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, at this point in time, my grandmother's getting up there. She's in her 90s. June is also old, and June went through some physical things where this year she was not able to make the cookies.
To make June's cookies. All right.
She couldn't make them, and people loved them, and she had a group of people that she took them to every year. They demanded them. They were so good. It was the thing that she did, right? So the cookies are there. They have arrived while we were there. And my mom makes mention of the fact that, Junie's cookies are here, And my grandmother, because she has no filter and just doesn't care, she's like, oh, no, Murray, you don't want to eat those. And my mom's like, well, why not? She's like, Junie's under the weather. She didn't feel very good this year. She didn't make them. Her daughter did. Oh, well, they look the same, Mom. Oh, no. Junie's daughter is what they call a retard.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Right, exactly. I'm like, God damn, Grandma. Golly. Come on. Yeah, she's never been there. All there anyway. I don't know if she forgot.
Has she tried the cookies?
I don't know if she forgot the baking soda or she started going through the thing. She's like, they're just terrible.
Were they that bad?
I don't know. I didn't have one. She told me not to eat
Were you
them.
like,
it's like,
what the hell was wrong with you?
About lost it, but my grandmother just shook it off like it was just.
She doesn't care.
No, she doesn't. It wasn't
at
even,
all.
Wasn't even a problem word for her. It explained the situation in her mind. Just like Jesus, man. God, Junie's daughter's what they call a retard. It's like God. I was like, oh man,
yeah, Grandma.
Just come on.
Grandparents do say the worst
Oh
stuff.
my God, you know what I mean?
That's why they don't care what your kids say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The kid cusses, like, hey, guys. Parents are like, ho.
I told you, my granddad, he was blatantly racist. And
Doesn't he try to hide it?
Right. And we were in a restaurant. He was talking about getting an examination on the
proctology
thing. Yeah. Right. So he goes, keep in mind, this is a restaurant. There's 6 cousins at the table. It's a pretty popular restaurant. And he goes, yeah. So they got to do that test. And who do they pull out? One of them Mexicans with the big finger. Like, oh my God. What? Right? It's like, you're going to get us killed.
Right.
It's like, we're in a restaurant. And where does that stereotype come from? Nobody's ever said that.
Within your family, what is the story that will always be told? We've got your emails on the way from the Men's Room at mensroomlive.com. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
And jokes on the way. Tit versus the FCC coming up too. Our question within your family, what is the story that will always be told? And here come your emails from the Men's Room at mensroomlive.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Oh, Bachellos, when we were kids, my little sister had a doll that sang Ring Around the Rosie when you held both of its hands because it had like a little context in its palms.
Ring around the Rosie.
It didn't have batteries that you could replace, so when it finally died, it started glitching out. My older sister was coming home from school when she came running through the front door screaming that there was something in the garbage can. My dad went out there with a baseball bat thinking that there was some sort of creature in the can. But when he opened the lid, all he saw was the absolutely hilarious Ring Around the Rosie doll singing its tune in a demonic-sounding, guttural, slow voice. It was absolutely hilarious. We still give my older sister crap for it almost 20 years later. Shout out to Jay's lovely little sister, that from Mike.
We had a situation like that years ago when Nissan Maxima first came out. Father bought one, and to us, this car was swank. It's one of those first cars to talk to you, right? So one of them was, please turn off the lights. And it's like the same voice you hear on an elevator, the same voice you hear when you're on hold, like whoever that person is. She was the voice behind the car. So please turn off the lights. Your door is ajar, right? Everything's pleasant. So my father's out of town on business or whatever the hell, and I'm with my mother. We're driving home. We hit a pothole or something. So it starts glitching a little bit, but like whatever. So we park the car in the garage. We turn off the lights, but now she won't stop saying, please turn off the lights. Please turn off the lights. And I'm a young kid, so we're both doing what we can to try to make it stop. Finally, she gives up, calls my father. My father says, look, there's nothing I can do about it. Just let her run its course. So the next morning, we go downstairs to the garage, man, and as you're approaching the garage, like when you're going up to the door, even though we know it's the cars, please turn off the lights. I'm like, I really don't want to open this door.
Dead battery.
It was a little weird, man.
Guys, my dad is a surgeon's assistant. Well, the story he always tells and tells the family, he had a patient that was getting something done with his colon, and they told the patient not to eat anything for 24 hours. He was a big guy, and I guess he couldn't wait that long, so he ate. My dad and the surgeon had no idea. Well, they started the procedure, and the guy crapped everywhere. Apparently, the surgeon was standing in the danger zone, so he got blasted. My dad said there was a silhouette of the surgeon on the wall. He said he couldn't stop laughing. Have a good one, guys. Guys, my grandpa's dad, Ted Sr., yes, they are both Teds, Theodore, actually. My great-grandpa had a crush on my grandpa's brother's wife. My great-grandpa stole his son's wife, married her, and had 2 boys with her. So my great-grandma was my aunt at one point, and she went from my grandpa's sister-in-law to being his stepmom. My grandma and my grandpa and grandma and us kids were the only ones who visited great-grandpa and Haley. We never called her great-grandma. Happy holidays, guys. That from the Bonnie Lake Cowboy. That's troubling.
That is unfortunate.
Sounds like more than a crush.
Yes. We have time for a few extra emails here from the Men's Room at mensroomlive.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Hola, bitches. It's my stud, Johnny Muffin Face's birthday today. Don't worry, I'll do my job and give him what he really wants for his birthday. A fifth in a house with no kids for the night. He works with a hardwood flooring company. So could you please give him an andro penis and some extra dirty Germans? Thanks, guys. You rock. That from the lovely Chandra.
Andro penis.
Yeah, I want you to treat me like an astronaut and give me tang.
Yeah, when you're done, you could suck up some of the exhaust.
Guys, it's my buddy Billy and Chris's birthday today, the 30 and 31 times around the big ball of gas. Can I get a Leroy Jenkins and some dirty German, please? Thanks, guys. Keep on rocking. That from Sean the Great.
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah, for your birthday, we will make cinematic movie together called Harry Squatter and the Sorcerer's Bone, and I will give you Hogwarts.
Yeah, and I'll serve you up a delicious meal of cocktailed weenies outside the blanket.
Pacholas on 32, which makes me 2 to the 5th power or 10,000 in binary notation. Can I get a drop the beat followed by a fish sandwich and some dirty Germans telling me about their boat meat? Thanks, guys. That from George.
Drop the beat.
Fish sandwich.
Yeah, boat meat. Let's tell you what we'll do. We will drink on the boat. I'll let you drink from my Corona if you let me drink from your bush.
Yeah, of course. And also, when we make love, it will be stern. And at the end, I will take a bow.
I only want to wish a happy 32nd birthday to my wife, Addie. In addition to the birthday song, could you give an original fish sandwich and some dirty German talk? Thanks a bunch. That from Addie's lucky husband, Seth.
Fish sandwich.
Yeah, we will go to the bowling alley. You can watch me polish the balls.
Yeah, and like most balls, that's the alley. Only 3 fingers.
Guys, thanks for the awesome show. I never miss it. Will you please wish my handsome husband, Tyler, a very happy birthday. Today is his 35th trip around the sun. How about a Leroy Jenkins, Sarah Palin, and a little turtle sex? Thanks, guys. That from Jen in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins.
So, suck it up, cupcake!
Pacholas, it's my Sparky 36th birthday today. John is a funny and a huge pain-in-the-ass guy and one of the hardest workers I know. Provides well for his family, 15-year-old stepson Hunter and 2-year-old Johnny Dash. Loves Men's Room Red and listens to you guys every day. So, John, happy birthday, baby Stanley. And Seafords tonight, can I get a Leroy Jenkins with a Montgomery? I love you, honey. Happy birthday. Thank you. That from Janae.
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins. Montgomery.
Today is the 50th birthday of my father-in-law, Jim, or Jim Pa, as my son calls him. I'd like to wish him a happy birthday. He's a pretty awesome dad and grandpa. He's also always talking crap or saying something inappropriate, but for some reason, no one ever takes offense to it. It just gets laughed off. Can I get an original fish sandwich and Thrill and Ted talking dirty German? Thanks from his favorite son-in-law.
Fish sandwich.
Yeah, I do not know what you look like, but I hope you are a little person so that you can go up on me.
Yeah, and look at that. Just think about how big things will look in your tiny little hands.
Boobies, beer, and boat meat, bitches. It's my 53rd trip around the yellow orb in the sky. I'd like to hear your penis is too small and some Aussie Ted. That from the steampunk Scott.
Your penis is too small. Your penis is small.
Yeah, Ted here from Melbourne. One thing you might know about us Australians, we like our sex like our pizza, eggy and yolky.
All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, bitches.
Ya's the Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's world famous sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers.
Oh, sorry about that. I messed up. Yeah, what was the rest?
Schweinefleisch.
Schweinefleisch. Very good. Yeah, okay. A couple more here real quick. Ola Dinosaurs, new-time listener from Massachusetts. Love the show. Thank you there, listening on WAAF in Boston, I'm guessing. Regarding the fact that Mike Hawk has never been in a fight, I believe that you should take him to an adult store and have his first fight with a long penisy thing like a lightsaber. And yes, Thrill, you can be Samuel L. Jackson with the purple one. Thanks for the many, many laughs. That from Cody. Cody, thank you for checking out
I've seen how that fight ends.
Well, it depends which one.
Here's
you don't end up with a hand there, Thrill.
From your deadly saber.
That's right.
Subject, combining many loves. Ola Bacholas, I just had a revelation.
Revelation.
Why not combine your love of adult diapers, Chuck E. Cheese, and Reno into one big listener party? Imagine, if you will, being in Reno, Nevada, at a Chuck E. Cheese where Miles and Thrill wearing adult diapers. Cheers, guys. That from Lance. We did run into one slight hookup. We're not sure exactly how.
With the adult diaper?
Yeah. And we're all in the jury.
I mean, I'm fine with it.
So we can talk about this. All right. So, like, we're a couple of episodes away from our year-end spectacular.
Which is already a repeat.
And basically, we're going to play for you the best that we have from the year. Okay,
It's like a future repeat of our past.
But we thought, like, wouldn't this be the right time on our year-end spectacular to do the adult diaper challenge?
Yeah.
Where halfway through the show, Steve and I then decide to start drinking a bunch of Alicia Men's Room Original Red, and we see how long it will take us to use the bathroom in our
pants.
Right now, what you have to understand is where our studios are situated. There is a rather large area, which is just outside of the kitchen. From what we understand, the holiday party will be taking place at that exact same time outside of these very windows.
And the windows are low. I mean, it's like a giant living room window that would look into your front yard.
You have to remember there's a staff here from 4 different radio stations.
5.
It's going to be insane. So we're trying to determine whether this is going to be a good idea or not.
See, I'm okay with it.
I'm not sure that
I'm all right with it.
I think you should do it.
Well, now, this is
Okay.
the thing. We were talking about doing it, and Ted just said, hey, man, look, just so you guys
Just a heads
know,
up.
they're doing the Christmas, like, right there. So, like, all the
Yeah.
bosses are there. There might be some people from outside of the market here, like, all this kind of stuff.
Right,
Because it's
and,
the holidays, and Ted seemed to be indicating, like, so before you defecate yourself in full view of everyone, you just might want to think about it. And I did, and I'm telling you, I got no problem with it.
Brian Castle, the Drunken Charges here.
All right.
You're in management here. So we're a couple episodes away from our year-end spectacular. All right? What we wanted to do was we wanted to do the adult diaper challenge.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Which halfway through the show, we'll start drinking Men's Room Red. And then we're eventually going to try to use the bathroom in these said diapers. From what we understand is, psychologically, as an adult, it is very difficult for you to go to the bathroom.
But I don't buy it.
In your pants.
I think, can I say, I think Ted would probably have an issue, because Ted is pee shy anyway.
Oh, it's all right. It's just them.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
you're not in?
encouraging.
You're not in?
No, he's not
I
doing
think
it.
Thrill will have no problem at all.
Okay, thank you.
I
I've
think
been
you're
preaching
the
that.
wild card here.
The
You're
problem
wild
is
card
this,
here.
Ryan, is that from what we understand, the holiday party will be taking place right outside of these windows at the same exact time.
I can't think of a better time to do it. Than
Thank
when,
you.
Than when
That's
all,
what I thought.
Than when all of
Yeah.
your coworkers are wasted.
I may or may not be defecating in my pants as they're looking at me.
Well, yeah, I
They'll
was-
never
Make
know.
eye contact.
All right?
Trust me. If you are at the corporate
stern,
office
hard
party
eye contact.
next week, and at any
Intense.
point I look out of the studio and I maintain your eye contact, I'm pooping. I don't know who it's going to be that I look at, but I just want.
Are you dropping deuces too?
I'm gonna. This sounds ridiculous. I'm gonna try.
No, you're not.
Dude,
I am, because we're doing the adult diaper challenge, and to me that's always the bigger
Apparently-
issue.
Believe it or not, I've had someone make eye contact with me while they were pooping before.
You have all the luck.
Because you broke into the stall accidentally?
It
you wouldn't
was a
stop
3-year-old, but it was hysterical because it stopped like mid-sentence in the hallway and kind of gave me this look. Are you pooping right now? And he goes, yeah.
Oh, my God. Couple extra. Ola, my buddy, and I once went for a few drinks, unique experience.
Okay.
At a bar after dinner and ended up smoking weed with an albino chef on his sailboat while listening to ultra-patriotic Canadian rap. He told us about scaring off people who tried to board his boat and rob him in the middle of the night, which is technically like fending off pirates. That was pretty unusual. That from Trevor in Las Vegas.
Patriotic rap about Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to hear it.
There's more.
I love poutine. It's almost 13.
You guys were talking about eggs on pizza in Australia.
Yeah.
Eggs in burgers and pizza are very popular in Spain and other countries in Europe. It sounds gross, but it is so yummy. I had a sunny side egg on a burger twice in Spain, and it quickly became my favorite. That from Michelle.
Okay.
I've had it on burgers.
I've had an egg on a burger, just not on pizza. Yeah.
That sounds like brunch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As far as who sucks less, Olabicholas. So I think you could have thrown me into the last Who Sucks Less segment. I evicted my terminally ill mom out of my home. She was out of the home she was living in. She died 27 days later. There's a lot of reasons I had to do this, and my mom was not mad about it, but I still feel like a total piece of dog excrement. It was the toughest decision I ever had to make.
Wow.
That from Taylor.
Damn, man.
That's pretty deep, isn't it? Okay. All right. Here we go on. He goes, I
Good.
think, let's see here.
Mugga.
I think we need to go back in time to the last time that we played Ted versus the FCC. So if we could, let's go back in time.
Pete's, prickly, pickled, pepper, rarely, pricked, pity, Rick's, pick. But pretty Rick's, pick, liked, peck, Peter's, prickly, pickled, pepper.
3 times fast.
Pete's, prickly, pickled, pepper, rarely, picked, pretty Rick's, pick. But pretty Rick's, pick, liked to Peter's.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, we'll try it again.
And now, everyone's favorite daytime game show, where one person could lose $325,000 and their job, or win, and walk away with nothing. It's time for Ted versus the FCC.
Oh, man. This is,
Oh, man.
thank God, that was the last time that we will have to do this all year. Stay up all night and do all that.
Well, part of it, man, our counselor at the NAA said, man, I know you guys work hard, but you got to stop.
That's right, yeah. We got to
But not for Ted versus the FCC.
We got to
The amazing part is you're out partying that hard. Still had time for a stir fry.
Oh, yeah. Not only
Hey,
that,
man,
but,
it's weird, the appetite.
Well, Juan's New Year's Eve stash is pretty clean. You know, so you just kind of, you can eat, you can function. It's pretty good stuff.
Function.
Yeah. Either way, we, function. Correct.
That's great, man. You can eat on it. You can function on it.
Right, you can. Thank God. But lo and behold, we came in today, and there was a listener submitted Ted versus the FCC, so we're going to go with this one. Listeners first, yes.
I'm just going to read a comment that came in before you share it, okay? Because we don't know what it's going to be yet. It says, Ted versus the FCC. I think the FCC is going to win. Signed, my 6-year-old son.
Oh,
so
right.
just know the kids are not behind you on this one, Ted.
All right.
Well, I wouldn't talk trash to a kid.
Yeah, you will. You want to.
This one comes from Daniel.
Seems like a know-it-all.
And Daniel says, Ted, best of luck. Here's one for Ted to take a stab at. And the subject is Helen Keller.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and it goes something like this.
She could probably even do it.
I feel dirty already about this one.
Helen Keller can't hunt. Helen Hunt can hunt, but can't hunt Tiggers. Tiggers snicker at Helen Hunt's bunt and knickers. Helen Hunt's bunts and blunts can kick Tiggers' triggers. Best of luck. The way we do it is 1 time through and then 3 times fast.
Helen Keller can't hunt. Helen Hunt can hunt, but can't hunt triggers. Oh, Tiggers. Tiggers snack at Helen Hunt's bunt and knickers. Helen Hunt's bunts and blunts can nick Tiggers' triggers.
3 times fast.
Helen Keller can't hunt. Helen Hunt can hunt, but can't hunt Tiggers. Tiggers snickered Helen Hunt's blunt and knickers. Helen Hunt's blunts and bunts can nick Tiggers' triggers.
1.
Helen Keller can't hunt. Helen Hunt can hunt. But can't hunt triggers. Tigger snickered Helen Hunt's bunt and knickers.
2.
Helen Hunt's blunts and bunts can nick Tigger's triggers.
2.
Helen Keller can't hunt. Helen Hunt can hunt, but she can't hunt Tiggers. Tigger snickered Helen Hunt's bunt and knickers. Helen Hunt's bunts and blunts can nick Tigger's triggers.
Steve. Very good. All right, let's get those bad jokes ready to go. 844-999. Ola, bad jokes coming up with the drunk in charge, Ryan Castle. Right after this quick break, you are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bitchola. You have entered the men's room.
Ah, yes. Real drinking toast coming up. The shot of the day is moments away. First time for bad jokes, but first to ensure that bad jokes last for generations to come, we first must bring you these rules.
This is the official Men's Room Bad Jokes rules. A bad joke is a bad joke, not necessarily a dirty joke. For instance, a guy walked into a bar. I think we know how that one ends. And yes, we all know about the man from Nantucket and what he can do. So a bad joke is a bad joke, not necessarily an offensive one. I mean, we all know that Jews own Hollywood, and what's better than winning a gold medal at the Special Olympics? Just keep these simple rules in mind before you call.
And now, the men's room proudly brings you Bad Jokes.
Ryan Castle, drunk in charge, here to kick off the bad jokes.
Why do you buy that special somebody a refrigerator for Christmas?
Why do you buy that somebody special a refrigerator for Christmas?
Because when they open it, their face will light up.
Facts.
Hello, David. Welcome to Bad Jokes.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, what do you call vegetarian veal?
What do you call vegetarian veal? What?
Yeah. Decaf.
Hello, Steve. Welcome to Bad Jokes.
Hola.
Hola.
You guys mind if I do a quick shout out?
Sure.
I want to shout out to my ex-wife. I still hate you, bitch.
Damn. Merry Christmas.
What do you get when you have two testicles but they take one away?
What do you get when you have two testicles, but they take one away?
7 titles at the Tour de France.
Damn. Everyone thought the shout out was the joke.
Curved.
Hello, yo. Welcome to Bad Jokes.
Yola bichola.
Hola.
What do you call... Excuse me. What has 4 wheels and flies?
What has 4 wheels and flies? What?
A garbage truck.
Ah, okay. Well done. Well done.
All right, we made it to drinking time here, Robert.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve Thrill to find out who we're toasting.
Oh, the bitches. A real quick addition to our shot of the day. The guy who gave the shout out to his ex-wife. That was a very succinct statement. All right. Jesus Christ.
That's awesome.
Sure.
Today, we toast an unidentified man from northern Lincolnshire, England. Now, he showed up at the hospital in what they're saying severe pain. He explained to doctors that he had inserted a dildo, or a long penisy thing, into his rectum and then, quote, lost control because he was drunk. Now, in this case, he perforated his bowel, and he ended up getting fitted with the colostomy bag to prevent poop from passing through his colon, and he had to be fed through a tube for 9 days, all because of the sex toy. Now, the sex toy was removed along with part of this large intestine, and by the way, his dildo was 30 inches long.
Jesus.
30 inches long. 30 inches long.
Rectum.
We pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola, bichola. Let's get a contestant on the line ready to play profile. This will take caller 9-844-999-OLA.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.